I'm sure many Nigerians will not agree with this, especially in Nigeria's northeast region, where there are reports of a resurgence of insurgency in states like Borno states precisely, and I think in Yobe. But in Plateau State as well, where we took a story just a moment ago, there are reports of insecurity as well. I understand that we have a security expert now, Kingsley Uzoma, who joins us live now from our Abuja studios. Kingsley, I'm not sure what part of the president's speech you listened to just a moment ago, but he says there's some sort of progress. I wonder if you're buying into this rhetoric.
Yeah, so thanks for having me. Good afternoon. Yes, I listened to the speech of the president. I also read with regards to insecurity. Yes, we have made progress for me in the last 1 year. If you look at it from across the geopolitical zone, especially, you will discover that away from banditry, at a point, kidnapping was more of a daily activities along the Okene Gaba, Kaba, Bini Lokoja, Bini Expressway, those moving from the east to the north central Abuja and coming from Lagos is usually a nightmare. Without making noise, in the last 6 months, the security agencies, they've been up to their games in making sure that there is reduced insecurity in that aspect. Even though I'm aware that a lot of kidnappings still go on unreported, but again, it has drastically reduced, and much is also needed to be done on the part of security agencies, especially with regards to the intelligence aspect, which is the core job of the DSS, okay? Because, you know, there is this understanding or view of the populace that maybe DSS is excluded for the protection of the president, and sometimes going after quote and unquote political opponents and what have you, or those who are not happy seem not to be in the good book of the president. But when you go back to issues of terrorism, more in the northeast and the banditry in the northwest, the question is, have we recorded significant improvements in that area? The answer is yes, because we have a chief of defense staff in the person of General Christopher Musa, who understands the terrain. Okay, he's there.
But some will argue with you, Mr. Uzoma. Some will argue with you that there's some sort of resurgence, in activities of terrorists in the northeast region, Borno states precisely, where we understand some communities are now experiencing a retakeover.
Yeah, that's very correct. But the question is, are the security agencies sleeping? The answer is no. Remember, whenever there are maybe hot pursuit, especially shelling from the Air Force, some civil society organization and community persons, they tend to attack the same federal government and the military, accuse them of killing a civilian population. I'm aware of this in some of these areas. The same persons will come back to the drawing board to review how they can maybe engage in this professional act, kinetics acts, to make sure that they reduce civilian casualties, even where there are no civilian casualties, okay? Although there is areas where we have reserved for the security agencies. Like you see pictures and videos flying across the social medias whereby some known or identified bandits or terrorist elements who are on the wanted list of the security agencies. You find them being coming out openly to engage in quote and unquote peace talk and what have you. And at the end of the day, nobody is mopping up these arms from them. That is the aspect we are looking at security agencies to really come out clean on that aspect. These guys, they've been on your wanted list. All of a sudden, peace is brokered and they are there with arms, and you let them go back to their enclaves with these arms. That aspect they really need to work on.
Absolutely. And some will even query how insecurity is tackled in the northeast region and how we see it being tackled in the southeast region. I'm glad the president mentioned issues around IPOB and ESN as well. But it's a fine place to anchor our conversation. We are totally out of time. Mr. Kingsley Uzoma is a security expert. Thank you as always for stopping by our studios.